So thank you, Christoph, for introducing. So I would like to start with asking you, what is SwissCollNet? So I think you all know it's an initiative of 4 years. It's lasting from 2021 to 2024. So we are at midterm now already. And it's financed by federal funds for a 50% and by 50% of your contributions from all your institutions. And the overall goal we have is to promote the scientific potential of natural history collections for science, but also for educational scopes and for society. So more concretely, we sustain the improvement of collections and digital information about collections in public institutions in Switzerland. And we also aim at providing a unified and open access to digital information by implementing data standards and by building an infrastructure which we call the Swiss Virtual Natural History Collection, SVNHC. Maybe one day we get a better name for it because it's a terrible thing to pronounce. Then we also seek alignment with international initiatives, and we would really like to have this SVNHC to be recognized as a national research infrastructure with a long-term perspective. So how do we do all this? So we have split our activities into 2 parts. So part 1, you know very well, it's individual projects which have been determined in 2 competitive project calls, as well as projects carried out by the entire network and steered by the boards of SwissCollNet. So here you have the individual projects and the projects which are steered by the boards of SwissCollNet. So for the individual projects, we really have a big success. We have in total now 68 projects which are about to start or have already started. And of these 68, 41 are collaborations. That's really impressive. And all in all, we have main and co-grantees, it's 150 persons. So really many people involved. And also, these people are not coming all from the same place, but they come from 53 different institutions and are situated in 21 cantons all over Switzerland. And you can see that of the 12, a bit more than 12 millions we have from the federal funds, we nearly invest 9 millions into these individual projects. So just to give you a short overview of the network, you can see here the blue points are the main grantees and the light blue points are the co-grantees. And you have the numbers of projects running in the different cantons. And we draw just a line from the main grantees to the co-grantees to show a bit the network. But it's even more dense because also between co-grantees you have interactions. Also, the distribution of disciplines is very broad. So we go from botany projects, mycology projects, zoology projects, anthropology, paleontology, geology, and even more. So I think we can be really happy to have such a broad and good resonance of the calls. If we have asked you in which categories you will spend the money of SwissCollNet, and you can see that very much is going into databasing and digitization, and also into management and conditioning of the collections. So this was just to give you a short overview of what has come out of the 2 calls. we are really eager to learn about emerging results, maybe next year in a conference, we will see. And now I would like to come to the second part, which is dedicated to projects of SwissCollNet steered by the boards of the initiative and in which many of you are also involved. So to start with is metadata of collections, the so-called collection survey, which you all should know. This project is mainly led and coordinated by Pascal Judin, and it aims at generating metadata of collections curated in Switzerland. So the objectives are, on one side, to gain international visibility by having them registered in the Global Registry of Scientific Collections, so-called GearCycle. It's even worse than the SVNHC. But also to provide a tool to monitor collections and their degree of digitization, as well as to provide an overview of the collections housed in Switzerland. So far we have 40 institutions who have handed in a collection survey, and this is corresponding to about 44 million of objects. And we have around 61 million of objects in Switzerland. These objects have been by you divided in 250 collection units and 700 collection subunits. And with this, we can say that roughly 70% of the objects in Switzerland can be assigned to registered collections once they are registered in GearCycle. So the challenge of this project now is to harmonize the information in order to register the units in GearCycle and to unify all the information in a synoptic table, which we would like to then publish on our website, so you all have access to this table. A second project is focusing on the national data aggregation and display of collection and specimen information in the SwNHC. So this project is led by Michael Greff, and with it, SwissCollNet wishes to facilitate access to standardized natural history collection data by relying on the FAIR principles. Thus, with this, we would like to provide information about natural history collections curated in Switzerland. And to do so, we aim at aggregating detailed information about the specimens in national data nodes and publish or view the information on international platforms such as GBIF and GeoCase, and also reach long-term sustainability of this data infrastructure and of all the know-how we are collecting. So in a first step, Anna Petros and Tobias Wildi of the University of Applied Sciences in Grison have performed a preparatory study and have elaborated different scenarios to reach the objectives of the project. And the main outcome was to build on already existing infrastructures, so not invent the wheel again. And so at present, we are establishing a collaboration with InfoSpecies, so with the data centers of Switzerland, to foster the Swiss node of GBIF for digital information of biological and paleontological collections. And also, we are setting up a collaboration with GeoCase for geological specimen data. So a data flux in the future could be like it's shown here. So the collections, museums, botanical gardens, they send their data to GBIF Switzerland or to GeoCase, and then it can be viewed, probably also in GeoCase, we don't know now, and in our SwNHC, but also in GBIF.org. And some selected data may even go to the virtual data center of the VSL and would be available also for cantons and the Confederation. So this leads me to the next subject, namely data handling, to which also this morning of the workshop is dedicated. So A lot of work has been done by Holger Frick and Michael Greff, together with many persons here present. And you can see, I hope you all know this book, the Handbook of Collection Management. There you can find a lot of precious information about databasing, digitization, and also data storage. And we also have now formed working groups for data management. So we have one working group for geosciences, one for biosciences, and also people working with anthropological specimens are starting to share their data models. So another work is focusing on the development of a national strategy for natural history collections in Switzerland. And this project is led by Alice Sibois and Michel Price, and I will not say anything because this will be treated this afternoon. Now, a main condition of the Confederation to contribute to the initiative was that the community develops a long-term solution to maintain and further develop the network and also the IT infrastructure. And within SwissCollNet, we have formed a working group to address this issue. It's the working group Politics, which is led by Britta Allgöver. Although we should have presented scenarios in the midterm report, which was due in December 2022, and we will publish it soon on the webpage, we do not have concrete results yet. So challenges are, on one hand, that responsibilities are shifted between the Confederation and the cantons, as well as between cultural and scientific departments. So nobody really wants to be responsible. Furthermore, the situation of the level of law at the level of laws is unsatisfactory for the development and protection of natural history collections. Also, SwissCollNet can't show concrete achievements yet, as we are only at midterm of the program and your projects are about to start. But nevertheless, we are constating significant, but maybe not yet measurable achievements, which are visualized in these two graphs. So before SwissCollNet and before 2021, not many and rather loose formal connections were established between different stakeholders, such as data centers, collection holding institutions, the governmental authorities, and so on. So this is a bit shown in this graph here. With SwissCollNet, now workflows as well as financial flows are starting to be established and beneficiaries can be identified. This is a bit shown in this graph. So on one hand, there is and will be data flow from collections to SwissCollNet and from there to a variety of beneficiaries. And at the moment, financial flows from the Confederation, so finances are flowing to SwissCollNet and then to you. Financial flows from cantons and municipalities are going directly to you, and all together we manage to finance the initiative. How this could be maintained and may be modified for the future remains to be discussed and elaborated and will be subject of the discussions also this afternoon. So with this, I would like to close and express many thanks to many people. So first of all, the steering board. All members, they have done a great job in establishing the program and evaluating all the individual projects. The board of experts, all the members, they were the drivers in preparing the initiative and organizing the funding of it. And they are also heavily involved in the overreaching project, as you have seen. And also my collaborators at the scientific unit who are coordinating and tracking all the discussions and projects. And I can tell you it's really a wide range. And last but not least, all of you, the entire network, because without you, nothing would happen. So thank you for your attention.